That was Frog Forest from Sonic Heroes. Always gotta love the Sonic Heroes OST. It's very good. The game, it's alright. I'm Sonic poisoned, so of course I have, kind of mixed feelings about it. But it's alright. Yeah, so, back to Megamay. Sadly, we will not be doing more Hob runs today, because I am still kind of caught up with this. I'm gonna turn this down a bit. Again, Legacy Collection is awkward at best. Oh wait, hold on. Why is that not showing? There we go. That was weird. What? Huh? Do you see what the problem is here? Is that there? What? Do you see what the problem is? The game border and the stream border are being... Oh, never mind. I'm an idiot. That's my bad. I can't look at my own stream preview apparent. I mean, it's working this time. I can look at my stream preview. I just thought it was messed up, but it's not. Anyways, I believe this is the first appearance of Otto? So yeah, Mega Man 7 released between X2 and X3. And it's gonna be interesting to... Did you see that flicker? That wasn't me, like, trying to alt-tab or anything. That was just the game. Wily is using the attack of his robots to cover his escape. Look! Yes, Wily broke out of jail. They didn't think to do anything about his robots. Look at those eyebrows in 32-bit graphics. You've got to go now, Mega Man. What is happening? That wasn't me doing anything about this. Oh god. Is it supposed to be running this slow? So there's original, full screen, and widescreen. This one has multiple backgrounds, which is nice. This is a little more manageable. That was really weird though. I have a lot of windows open. Maybe I should, close some of them. But I don't see how that would be affecting, like, the flashing of the screen. Y'all saw that, right? That was weird. I was having problems with this because OBS wasn't recognizing it as a game, so I had to use window capture. The Legacy Collection on Steam continues to be a little cursed, and I might just have to rip my copy of Classic Collection on GameCube when it comes time for 8. But then 9 and 10 are gonna be weird. I love this fight. Yeah, base. Oh, there it is again. Maybe if we don't bring attention to it, it'll be better. You better tell me who you are. Question mark? I'm Bass and he's Treble. We've been trying to stop Dr. Wily while you were gone. See, now they don't need our help. Bass? God, what was the whole thing with? There's like a... God, this game... The storyline is still kind of confusing to me. I'm just like not gonna bother thinking about it. I feel like Bass ingratiating himself with Megaman was always just sort of extra. Like, do you really need to do that, Bass? But I don't know. So yeah, Mega Man 7, honestly, it's pretty good. I enjoy Mega Man 7. I think the worst thing about it is that the, sort of the sprite size makes Mega Man feel really big compared to his surroundings, which doesn't feel super in tone with, like, the pace and feel of classic Mega Man. It kind of makes him feel a little slow and clunky at times, even more so than what I thought was just the game running slowly. Right. Here we go. I was waiting for that to drop. And that. Somewhere around here... Oh, right, it's at the end. I start with Rush Search? No? Maybe it's on the next page? So this one has more secret letters. This time they spell out Rush. I guess they don't have Rush Search. Because I know that this stage has the exit button, essentially. Oh, also the other weird thing about this game, when I tried you know, loading it up on stream earlier, was that it was very slow to close. Like, Steam did not recognize that it was closing at first. Oh, there we go. That's Rush Search. I'm glad I thought to use that there. So you get Rush Search, and then you use it again, and it's not really used for much else. Should be somewhere around the boss door, so I don't actually have to worry about it yet. Oops! There's no rewind button this time. Whew. I no longer have to be tempted. That's very good, that's very good. I don't want to be tempted. The devil will not sink his fingers into me this time. My hands are not so idle as to become a plaything for the devil. Would you become a plaything for the devil? We asked this question to 15 people on the street, and all of them looked at us like we were freaks. And they would be correct. You're on Street Freaks! This is my new hidden camera show, Street Freaks. It's half like pranks and half Leno's... Was it Leno or Letterman who popularized that? Half like trick question, interview questions to random people. And then also throwing a little bit of the Wonder Shows and magic there. How does this game look on the stream? Hopefully it looks fine. Rush had an oopsie. You found something, boy? No? It's one of these. I wish he didn't get hit by that sled. You got an apple. Good boy, you found an apple. Me too. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna close out a bunch of windows that I have. Ooh. Let's see. Let's close that one. Let's close that one. Let's close that one. Let's close. Wait a minute. That was the one that was on my Twitch page. Hold up. Okay. Sorry about this. I am confused why this is happening. Let me just check. So if I close that and do that, that doesn't show. But if I do that, that does. Okay. Yeah, it's just, this might just be what I have to do for the rest of the day. Phone? Wait, where is it? Is it up here? Oh, Rush is gonna die. Ah, nah, there it is again. That's concerning. The other thing that's concerning is that there's supposed to be something over here. I swear to God, I'm not wasting weapon energy for this. Did he find something? A robot toy? Is it like in the corner? It better not be like in the boss room. Nope, he found nothing. Rush. I beseech thee. And he's gonna get hit by a sled bomb. Yep, Nope, there's not gonna be anything there. Like, I did not need that sled to respawn. Ooh, he's barking. That's a good sign. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, he's a good boy. Alright, yeah, I don't know what the deal with that was. I also still, again, don't know why the screen's been flickering like this. Unless I have to, like, run it in compatibility mode or something. Or as an administrator. I have a lot of editing I still need to do. There's a chance I don't finish this today and try to spend some time off stream fixing this technical issue because... yeah, look at that. Because I don't get it. Woo! Oh no! No, free me. I'm fine. I don't actually remember the weapon weakness in this game. I just know that Freeze Cracker is... or Freeze Man is usually a good boss to start with, and Freeze Cracker, I think it's... I want to say it's good against Burst Man, but I'm not actually sure. Now, he's usually easy, but I might have just gamed over. Alright, I blame the flashing lights. Let's do this again. Is this showing up on the feed? If OBS isn't having the problem, then... or like if it's not showing up on stream, then that's fine. You know what? I think it is only on this on my monitor. Like, every time I hit that polar bear, the whole screen kind of flashed. But it doesn't look as bad through OBS. I could simply just play through OBS, even though it's at a bit of a delay. This isn't working as well as I would have hoped. But hey, if it looks fine from the viewer perspective, I guess I can bear it. Polar bear it. Okay, so let's see other stuff. I did not read any of the new Shonen Jump chapters yet because I jumped into a spike instead, and it was a very bad idea. But mainly because I was super busy all weekend at Geekway to the West, which is a board game convention local to me that I have been to for like 7 years, 6 years. I've been going there for quite a while. Hey, I got the thing that time. And it's always very fun. My whole family goes. I talked about this yesterday as to like why I didn't stream Friday and why I've been kind of absent this weekend a little. But it's really fun. I made a list of all the board games I played and my thoughts on each of them. I don't know what my favorite was over the weekend, because I played a lot, and a lot of them, I mean, I only played them once, and so, ooh, what was that about? Megaman, please. I only played them once, and so, like, I didn't really get, you know, complex, deep understandings of their mechanics or the strategy for them. It was ultimately a bunch of first impressions. So, like, there's some that I think my impression of them would most likely change the more I played. I think the biggest example is, Horseless Carriage, which is the newest Splatter game. I love Food Chain Magnate. Food Chain Magnate's in my top 5 board games, maybe in my top 3 even. So it's definitely up there. And I thought Horseless Carriage was cool and interesting, and it's been kind of in the back of my head ever since, because in most like tile plays, here let me explain it like this. So it's a game where you are an automotive manufacturer at the dawn of the automobile. Okay, I need to just let the guy's icicle drop. I'm okay with restarting the level though, because I kept dying. But so, throughout the game, your goal is to sell cars to an ever-growing market where the market has different standards for things like safety, speed, reliability, range, comfort, and you have to manufacture parts and then put those all into a car and then sell the car at a car dealer, and then you make money. The selling mechanics are similar to that of Food Chain Magnate, where you're putting buyers on a map, and the amount of buyers dictates how much each player can sell. Now, the thing that got me about it that's so weird and hard to get used to is there's a research mechanic that allows you to make more like complicated parts or better parts, and it just allows you to put more parts on your cars, which is important because as the game progresses, people's standards are raised, and when standards are high, you have to have multiple parts for that sort of specification. So like, if people want a really safe car, you have to have like 3 or more car features that add safety. So, oh yeah, I can get another E-can. I forgot. You just get one every time. I can even just cash it in for Freeze Man if I wanted. So yeah, researching is important. For each given track of specification, you can only research it once per round, but you can also give other people your research, which is funny. But ultimately, so you start with one, like, research station. And what we've sort of realized is that it looks like there's nothing in the rules that says you can't just build all your research stations on the first round, other than the fact that you have limited amount of space in your factory. But getting more space in your factory isn't like it doesn't cost anything, it seems like. It seemed like getting space in your factory was purely once per round you increase the size of your factory. Which is wild, because it means that, like, you could just put all these research stations in and power up your research more than every other player. But it takes up space, so you won't have as much space to make your car, because, like, actually manufacturing the car, you do make sort of an assembly line of parts. Every part has a, like a background to it, and those are sort of like, there's 4 backgrounds and 4 possible assembly lines. Oh, I got frozen. Yes! There we go. No, not even needing an E-can. And so, like, you need to have space to be able to kind of wriggle around your assembly lines to a car dealer. But yeah, it was just interesting, because, like, the game is balanced entirely around space. The freeze cracker fires ice bullets, doesn't it? I don't know why you're asking me, Megaman. You're the one who just picked up the upgrade. The bullets will split when they hit the ground, or a wall, which is also ground. I kind of hate these bits. I mean, I get it. It's kind of interesting. It's like Dr. Light knows how the weapon works, and it tells the player how the weapon works, but, like, man, I kind of don't care about it enough. Also, this guy's got big ol' boobs. First Man, honestly, one of the more creative Robot Master concepts, IMO. They have bombs, and they've had bubbles, but to combine them into the single property of burst, which of course means that he's really good at combo breaking. Can I even get that? That might have been a if you're brave and courageous. Also, again, more free E-tanks. But since, like, this is the... I think I'm gonna go more into detail about the, like... the interesting design choices of this game a bit later. I still want to talk about board games. But just keep in mind that they gave you really easy E-tanks available in this and Freeze Man stage. So, I just got hit in the head by a spike. I'm trying to, like, look at the OBS preview to see if it has those graphical flashes, but it's hard to tell simply based on like, I can't just, like, look for the flash and then whip my head back and forth. Okay, no, it doesn't. Cool, cool. I just saw it happen. Okay, no, but yeah. So yeah, horseless carriage is weird. I love Splotter, though, so... Well, I say that. I love Food Chain Magnate. Somebody was playing Roads and Boats, but I was already busy when that was going on. So I did not get a chance to play Roads and Boats. But I'd certainly love to. Also, both Horseless Carriage and Food Chain Magnate are very, like, steeped in 1950s Americana. And I just think that's really fun. In a way that is very tongue-in-cheek. Like, Food Chain Magnate is about, you know, running and operating a fast food restaurant. And... like, one thing about the game is that having waitresses makes people want to go to your restaurant more, which, like, means you have to pay salaries. Also, you take the waitresses' tips, which is really funny. But, like, it is a bit of, like, commentary baked into that just due to the fact that, like, there's a hint of I don't know, reality to that, but when the reality is essentially, damn, people kind of objectify, you know, waitresses in the food service industry. I don't know, I think board games have a capability to make interesting statements, and oftentimes these are not super apparent. But I think some, like, for Food Chain Magnate, the fact that it's a game about, like, capitalism in the 1950s, and people, you know, are already aware of, like, the business practices of early McDonald's and then modern McDonald's, I don't think they glorify that era, is what I should say. That's, I think, what you want to avoid when making a game about kitschy 1950s Americana. You don't want to make it be like, oh, those were the days. There's a sense of like, man, this is kind of fucked up when you get down to it. But no, other games I liked. East India was pretty good. It's a like supply and demand driven economic game where you buy goods from harbors and you sell them, and every ship has a different speed, which allows you to buy some goods earlier than other players. It's interesting. I like supply and demand mechanics, but it's hard to do them well sometimes. What was it called? Wasteland Express was one that had supply and demand mechanics, but I wasn't a fan of the game as a whole. Let's see. How many lives? 0. Okay. But East India does it pretty well. There's ways you can, like, mitigate and manage the supply and demand, which is also really funny. Ah! And there's this interesting ebb and flow to, like, you know, the supply for this, or, you know, this round, I don't have the means to sell before my opponents, and so my goods will be worth less than theirs. But next round, I can store goods so that they sell before anything on the ships, so I will be able to sell first next round. And I think that's interesting, the, like, push and pull of turn order and priority in order to maximize money. Reminds me a bit of Small World, which is also about an ebb and flow where some turns you're strong and some turns you're not. saw the monitor flicker on that. Could it be my monitor? Oh, there we go. I saw that one. That one bled through to OBS. I was hoping to beat Mega Man 7 today. It's really distracting. Oh, right. I forgot. We have these dudes, the little Onis. At least this song is good. Let's see. I'm trying to think. This one has the weather machines? Yeah, those. I'm trying to remember how you get the letter in this, because it's a bit more contrived than in the other levels. I want to say you have to hit this guy with Freeze Cracker. One of them you have to hit with Freeze Cracker. It's up there now, I believe. Or no. Somewhere? Ahead? There's like a ladder you have to go up, and then it has platforms that I think only appear when you have it snowing? Something like that? I don't know. What was the other games? But see, like, East India is like I say, it's this game about economic supply and demand, but it doesn't really talk about the East India Company in any critical way. It just kind of uses it as set dressing. And I mean, I guess that's fine in some cases, but sometimes it feels like board games have a tendency to, I don't know, brush off certain things in history. I think a good example is just how many board games are colonialist in theme. Or not just in theme, but in like the play pattern that the player must achieve. That was sort of the drive for Spirit Island, is that it's the opposite of games like Settlers of Catan, where in those games it essentially places an image of like a land untouched by people, and you're the first people there, and it's your land to claim, when like that didn't really happen in real life. It's been a while, Mega Man. Here's a little information. Your weapons can be used to discover hidden areas. Try using the flame weapon in the woods. Thanks, Proto Man. I never would have known. I would have known. I think this game is pretty good about, like, using secrets. I mean, like, some of them are kind of boring, like the one in Burst Man that's just kind of sitting there. Freeze Man gets a pass. Also, yeah, the sucky blowy guys. Love that they've returned. I miss the guys from Airman stage that like really have to pump and hustle. But the fans here are fine. The flip fans. Okay, Cloud Man. There was a like Newgrounds animation of Triangle Man, or Particle Man? I think Particle Man's the name of the song. By They Might Be Giants. And I always remember it because it was using Megaman sprites, and Particle Man was Elec Man. Triangle Man was, I want to say, Gravity Man from 6. Or no, 5. And then Universe Man was Cloud Man. And then I think Person Man was like the fighter from Final Fantasy 1. Just like not even a Mega Man sprite. Be used to power some machines. Ooh. Clean. You get Thunderbolt. By the way, so this is the first Mega Man game to do the 4 and 4, which they do again for 8, and then they stop doing. They might have done it in... I know Mega Man in base has like a really weird and unconventional one for Mega Man, the like character select in Mega Man in base. But again, I haven't really played it, so I can't say much. But isn't there something here? Oh god. The screen flash there was pretty bad. Oh god, and my dog. Okay, I think she's calmed down. She must have seen people outside, or a dog with people. You never know. I really like this game called Rolling Heights, which was really cool. It was it's like a dice building game, except you roll meeples. So like, you know, the typical meeple, the like 5-point star-shaped meeple, you roll them, and then you take actions depending on which of them are standing, leaning on their side, or laying down. Where the ones that are laying down do not work. You can't use them. So like that part's interesting. Also, as always, there's a part where you freeze lava. They just love doing this. Oh, I'm an idiot. Is that a game? Okay, that's not a game over. So like, it was fun. That's one where I feel like there's a chance I like it less or more if I were to play it more, but I don't know for sure whether I would like it less or more. It's sort of like, I don't know, it's, it was fun. I'm worried that if I played it more, the like, randomness would be too much. But I don't know if that's the case or not. So, you know, we'll see, I guess, is how I would put it. But that's one that I definitely want to play. It was super hard to get. So, the way Geekway to the West works is they have a normal board game library. They have a ton of free play space where just you can bring whatever game. People will bring like bags of like 3 or 4 games and then play with people. And you can even like, you know, put out a sign saying you're looking for players or looking for people to teach you a game. And so they have that, but then one of the main draws is the Play and Win, where it's a library of select board games that were usually donated by publishers as sort of marketing, essentially, where you play them, and then once you've checked them back in, you enter like a drawing in order to win the game at the end of the week. And I actually won one called Rebuilding Seattle, which was cool. But so most of the games we played were from that. I think there were The one that we played that wasn't from the Play and Win was because the Play and Win was down on like Thursday night or Friday night. I think Thursday night. But so Rolling Heights was one that was really hard to get because everybody was checking it out from the Play and Win. So like, you know, as much as I wanted to find a copy of it to play, it was just a really hot ticket item, I guess. Similarly, Planet Unknown is one that they've had for the past 3 Geekways, and it's been in the Play and Win every time. We've played it, but never won it. And also, it's like impossible to get a copy of it because it itself is like a really popular game. Oh, so they... I got Kaisered. They've even like addressed, the publishers for Planet Unknown have addressed like, hey, we know there's a supply issue here. We are trying our damnedest to fix it. Part of the thing about Planet Unknown is that they do this thing where it has this big like rotating board or rotating tray in the middle where you spin it, and that determines like what part of the tray you can get tiles from. And it's a really cool mechanic, but I can only imagine what goes into actually like manufacturing it. Did I do that again? And also the game just has a lot of other components. Between all the tiles, there's some pieces you put on the board that move. But they're nice components, so you can't be mad about it. Oh, platform! Okay. Pretty strong chance I get a death here. Wait, hold on. Don't I have the... Yeah! I have the rush adapter. The super adapt. So, I really like the way this works here. They kind of just... They took the rush adapters from 6 and kind of mixed them together such that you have the flight adapter. It's a little less effective because you still have rush coil, but it's still essentially a double jump. Right, you use that to get up there, which has something. So I do want to get that. But yeah, and then the charge shot is replaced by this like rocket punch that moves a bit faster. Also, I guess the direction that you aim at the machine from is the side that goes down. Interesting. I never knew that. Yeah, don't get squashed this time. Right, it's that thing. What is that thing? I don't even remember what that does. But sure. Oh yeah. I'm remembering like all the stuff in this level. This is a big level. Oh yeah, and you can't slide with the adapter. Oh, it's just Rush Jet. You get Rush Jet from a stage. Oh, and it's the stage where Rush Jet would be like perfect. That's funny. Can you go up? You can go up. Shoot. You can shoot. You can get more weapon energy back. I swear, I better be near the end. It's a long stage. There we go. Let's take a look at my lives. I have 1 somehow. Okay. Junkman. One thing about the change from 8-bit to 16-bit or what have you is, I think in general, I like the ways that they used the increased sprite resolution to just make more detailed Robot Masters. Like, I think there's sort of a renaissance of Robot Masters that don't just look like Sentai or superhero guys. Because, like, Junkman, I guess, kind of fits that, but Cloudman is weird and different. 8, especially, I think, has some of my favorite Robot Master designs, and a lot of that is just because they had room on the screen to do that. What was it? Oh, right, Dubious was the other one I wanted to bring up. Well, actually, there's 2 other board games I wanted to bring up. The first one was Alchemist, which is a game that looks like it's going to be a Euro game resource management. But if you were to play it, it's actually more of a deduction game where an app controls sort of a list of ingredients that each have different properties, and you mix them together to make potions, and you don't know what the properties of each ingredient is, but you know when you mix them together whether it's a good potion, a bad potion, or a null potion. And so you kind of, your goal is to get points, but you gain the most points by learning and declaring what the answer for each, like, ingredient is, what each ingredient adds up to. It was cool, but it was so hard to actually read the charts, because, like, each ingredient, essentially there's 3 neurons, or 3 atoms, a red, a blue, and a green atom. They can all be plus or minus, or big or small. Those are 2 sort of factors. Every ingredient has exactly 1 big atom, unless they either have 3 big, where they're all positive, or 3 big, where they're all negative. And then that determines how they add together. The rules for how they add together are kind of confusing, which made making logical deductions hard. Also, Cutman's theme. I love this part, the like robot museum. So back there is Plant Man, we got Snake Man, Blizzard Man, and then Heat Man. Flame Man, Pharaoh Man, Heat Man, and then Plant Man again. Shoot, is that... Is that Magnet Man? No, it's Charge, not Charge. Spark Man. Is it Spark Man? I can only think of from fucking La Mulana 2, the Immortal Battlefield music. Also, yeah, Ringman and Skullman. Yeah, the little brief medley of Robot Master themes is so fun. I just love all the callbacks here. I love it when a series with history recognizes its history. You could call it fan service, but like, yeah, I'm a fan. So what? What are you gonna do, sue me? I don't remember if this thing has a weakness. Is it weak to danger? I'm pretty weak to danger, personally. What about freezing? It looks fairly weak to freezing. Oh, God. Oh, Junk Shield's not doing any damage. Cool. Let's do this then? Like, that does damage. Pretty good damage at that. I'm gonna E-Tank. I don't really care about, you know, doing the best I can here. I don't want to, like, refight this thing. I just kind of want to get it done with so I can get to the next section of robots. I thought I was safe back there. I thought he was never going to reach me. Okay. So, Alchemist was interesting, and I feel like I would like it more if it was easier for me to read the chart of all the different molecules and atoms. It was just awkward. Also, yeah, so I didn't know about this for like a long time, that there is a shop. And so, like, yeah, you can get items, and it's like, you got beat, you can buy the exit button if you don't have it. They have a weapon can, E-cans, lives. I just didn't know about that because it's not anywhere on the screen, you know. It's just you just press select. Also, I love ARMS. ARMS was actually pretty cool. Like, giving credit where credit's due, ARMS was a pretty fun game. I think one of the things that kind of turned me off of ARMS was how you had to unlock every single arm for every single character. It's a lot like how in Smash 4 you had to unlock customs and it took forever to do so. So it's like, well, why care about customs if it's gonna have this much pain attached to it? So the last board game was Dubious, and I really liked it. It reminded me of like Spyfall or Subtext, maybe a mix of the two. You're given a character and a secret, and the secret, so the characters are usually jobs, things like, you know, animal handler, electrician, influencer, graphic designer. We did like the modern jobs pack. They also had one for fantasy jobs, and I believe one for medieval. So fantasy would include things like rogue and wizard, and medieval would include things like, I guess like crier. Also, there's the Super Bolt. We found it. I like that the wall is there, by the way. The wall that we punched with this boxing glove box. It's just kind of there. Boxing glove boxes are a weirdly common thing in video games now that I think about it, but I have no idea how they started. Or where they started from. I don't know. Alright, well, they're there. I have 2 lives, okay. So I could just go for it. I believe usually Springman's weak to Slashman. And I don't remember what the other weakness is from, like... Because I know some of them, I believe, have... Oh, well, he's immune to that. Also, he grappled me. Try Freeze Cracker. Freeze the spring, make it brittle. Also, aw, the Met Tools are in love. But I think it's more supposed to be like a dollhouse or store window display to buy dolls. So that didn't do as much as I hoped. Yeah, that just kind of bounces off of him and creates an Uzumaki. That just didn't work. It kind of worked there. Yeah. I think this is just a shoot him with a lot type fight. Oh no, he grappled me! Oh, that does so much. Okay, next life is my last one, but I don't need to experiment anymore. I'm just gonna fight him. I remember Springman being the easier of the four. So yeah, you get a card and a secret. Mine was influencer and political activist, so I just pictured a bread tuber. You get 2 to choose from of each category. So you have options, and you also know what other people aren't. So then you come up with a character essentially, and then 5 cards will be drawn that have questions on them that you have to answer in character. And your goal is, once all 5 questions have been asked and answered, everyone tries to guess what everybody else's character, like, job and secret are. And you want to guess everyone's correctly. And then you want most people to guess yours correctly, but not everyone. You get a point per person who guesses you right. But if one person's wrong, or no, if everyone guesses it right, you get 0 points. And if nobody guesses it right, you get 0 points, and everyone else gets a point for you having bad answers. And this game was really cool, for one thing because it's sort of a party game style that I like, but also because there has been... Oh god. Yeah, I saw that flashing on the OBS as well. I keep bringing this up just because it's been a bit of an issue. I'll have to mess around with it. Also, yeah, I don't remember how to get the Easter egg and have the Ghosts and Goblins theme play, but I do know about it. Yeah, it's even got the Ghosts and Goblins zombies. Shut up, I want to be the guy. Oh, right, I could have gone to autos. Oh, well. There we go, a little Kirby enemy there. Ah. Alright, this has the worst mid-boss. And by worst, I just mean hardest. Isn't there a fake wall somewhere? Maybe it's in the second half of the level that there's a fake wall with many secrets, many surprises. They have bats and crushionators. This time the chain does not hurt you, unlike Metal Man. Okay. This guy, the pumpkin. Oh god, I'm in a bad spot. Then he goes bop, bop, bop. Bop, bop, bop. Just kite him back and forth. Okay, that wasn't as bad. I guess I used to be really bad at this. Okay, it can't damage me here. Good. But that was fine. Oh well. Oh, it's here. This is a fake wall for fake people. Do you just... Cool? I think there's some, like, quest that takes you through multiple levels, and that's when that becomes relevant. But I think I had to do something at a different level first. Oh, wait, do I have to go to Flame Man, or Turbo Man first? Do I have to get the Turbo Man doll? But so Dubious is cool. It is this, like, it does this, like, I call it a half-truth game. Oh, right, that's the weird thing, is that the checkpoint's right before the pumpkin, whereas normally it would be after the mid-boss. Ah! So, like, in games where you have to lie, it's usually very easy to just say something vague. And I'm not talking, like, werewolf, where people just ask you, like, are you a wolf or something, or what's your role? But when the lie is more or less open-ended, it's really easy to make something just vague. And so, there's a sort of a set of games. It's sort of a budding genre, almost, where the goal of the game isn't to completely lie, it's to tell sort of a half-truth such that someone who understands and is in the know would have a fairly easy time connecting the dots, but someone who doesn't know would be left in the dark. And that takes a lot more skill and, like, is a lot harder and generally, I guess, more interesting to me. And so, like, Spyfall, for example, is a game where everyone works at a location except one person who's a spy. The spy has to figure out what the location is, everyone else has to find out the spy. And you take turns asking each other questions and answering in character. And, like, so if somebody gives a vague non-answer, then if somebody gives, like, a vague non-answer, then they could be the spy, or they could be somebody, you know, trying to keep information out of the spy. But because you can't tell either way, it doesn't really progress the game much. It's like, you know, you say, like, what are you getting paid? And they say, not enough. And it's like, I feel so stupid to have been defeated so easily by a bat. No, we are a team. Dr. Light will be glad to fit. Oh, right. The whole point was to get Base into Dr. Light's lab, where he could do some evil. I have 0 lives. Okay. W coil. For wet. Is this one you can charge up? I don't remember. Oop, there's that flicker again. It keeps flickering and showing the like, health bars, and it's really upsetting. I mean, I'll have to, like, play this off stream as well, just to see if it's only when I'm streaming. Okay, well, I got that done. I don't remember this happening before either. So it could be new computer, or it could be new OBS version? Ah. It'd be really funny, by the way, if Dr. Light was just like, no, Mega Man, you're completely wrong about this one. Actually, the Noise Crusher shoots out a really loud scream. Yeah. It's just really interesting when, like, you have to kind of tell the truth in something like Spyfall, or else people will just assume you're the spy. And even if they're wrong and you're not the spy, you've just made it harder for everyone. So, and then Subtext is a game where a judge, not really a judge, but one player draws a card that has a number of words on it, and they choose a set of words at the start of the game. So the card will have a word that they have to follow. Also, I love the idea of him backing up like, all right, time to back this one up, baby. Looks like that didn't do him in. Also love this song. It feels very appropriate. The dun, 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 dun. It's like a race starting. It has that sort of rally aesthetic. It makes me think of like going to a racetrack, even though I've never been to one. And then it's also kind of like an engine accelerating and then shifting gear. I don't know, it makes me think of Lego Racers. Even though I'm pretty sure this came out before Lego Racers. Ow. Oh, right, this is the fucked up part. Oh yeah, Subtext is one where you essentially have to get people to... You draw a card, has a word on it, then you mix it with a bunch of other cards and shuffle them, such that only one person gets the same card that the original person drew. The, like, turn player, the person who's kind of the judge but not a judge because there's no judging. No judging. Listen, no judging. Yeah. Password screen. This is like one of the hardest levels in the entire series, I swear. But you get to fight this guy who turns into a car, which is really cool. And I always thought that the, like, exhaust pipes on his back, or maybe they're supposed to be, no, I think they're exhaust. They look like rabbit ears, and I kind of wish that actually was how it was designed, instead of them just being on his back and him having just like a racing helmet. Rabbit ears would have given him a bit of style, you know, a bit of grace, perhaps even a funny face. I'm gonna go ahead and switch to Rush Adapter. So yeah, so like in Dubious, they achieve it by making it so that you want some people to know the answer, but not everyone, just most of the people. So for my influencer political activist, one question card was like, what's the last book you read? And while in my heart I wanted to say The Conquest of Bread, because that would have been a dead giveaway if you knew, I knew that nobody at the table would have actually understood that, so I just went with Animal Farm, hoping that the mix of like, it's a George Orwell, it's famously about the Russian Revolution. I hoped that would sort of give that away. Also, yeah, this level's like a comedy level. The whole tire bumper section is so whack. I kind of love it. Around here should be the part that has the secret of Psalm 47. Or is it here? Or is it here? There. It's here. Here and there. And gone tomorrow. Megaman, have you collected the RUS and H circuit plates? Cool, but remember the Super Mega Man armor is too bulky to allow you to slide. Okay, that's it. Oh, okay, buddy. Yeah, it's a fun time. I don't know how much I like it compared to the other games, just because, like, I feel like there's a chance... I don't know, I feel like there's a chance I might not like it if I played it more, or I might like it the same amount. I don't know. It's hard to say with some games whether or not they have sticking power, or if it's just, you know, new thing. Alright, these you can take damage from. It's coming up here. They decide to be cheeky and redo Quickman, but this time there's no screen transitions, which I guess makes it, I don't know if it makes it better or not. You can kind of read ahead with Quickman during the screen transitions, but I don't know. Yeah, that's what I mean by comedy level. They have, like, the bumper bit, which is just for laughs, just for goofs. And then they have revisiting Fireman, and then revisiting Quickman, and then they're like, alright, we're done. Go on this fucking truck. It's got corn for teeth. It'd be really funny if I died to a truck. Luckily, that's not in the cards today. Also, more spinning out motorists. My favorite enemy. 3 lives. Plenty of time. So yeah, I think that's about it for board games that I played this weekend. I can actually talk about the game now. So Megaman 7, they did the die thing. They did the thing where you do 4 and 4, and I guess part of that is for the, like, story. Wait, did I get it? Ah, I didn't. I knew about the thing where you, like, shoot a sonic boom when you enter the room, and, like, it kills the boss in 1 hit. And I thought I had it there. I thought I had pretty good aim on that sonic boom. Sonic boom. But maybe I didn't. Ah. Well, I can try again. I have at least another life. Oh, do I have to charge it first? Hold on. Ah, I messed up. That's hard. No! Ah, the timing for jumping over that is really hard. It feels like he switches it up, too. Oh, wrong way. I forgot the big boom doesn't actually bounce. Only the small boom. So, like, I think it does some cool stuff with the story. I don't know why they couldn't have just had, like, 8 and then do 4 at the 4, and then, like, halfway after doing 4, you do another 4, but, like, all 8 are available. And in fact, they had the cheat code where it's a password that starts the game with all 8 available. However, both Classic Collection on the GameCube and PS2 and Legacy Collection do not have that password. So if you want to do that, you have to either have the original or emulate the original. Man, Slashman's theme is so good. Was it Triforce of Diarrhea YouTube Poop Extraordinaire or YouTube Poop Music Video Extraordinaire who had a Y2PMV of this with like Invader Sim samples? That's a very specific question, but it's a really good Y2PMV in my defense. Also Mario Bros. 2 logs. I sure wish I had depth perception. Also, I should be using this. If I'm gonna play this game as God intended, then I'm going to use the super adapter. Simple as. I've been saying simple as too much. That's been my word. Honestly, fine with damage boosting past this guy. Oh right, Blocking Key was really cool. It's a game where you stack blocks to make two-dimensional shapes and figures. You put it on this big... The box creates this big tray, and you put the things on a big tray, and you look at it from just one side, and you close one eye so that you don't have depth perception, so all the depth of the whole structure sort of bleeds together, and it's really cool. I wish I had an eye patch while playing it, though. Okay, yeah. So, they do the 4 and 4 thing. I think it's cool that they essentially have two separate weakness chains. I think there's something to be said for it being sort of... Oh, no! I thought I got the jump on it. I got the jump on it. I think it's something to be said about how it's a little more... Maybe not accessible, but like... By limiting the amount of weaknesses that there are, the amount of like possible orders, it makes things a little more straightforward. Like, you know, for Freeze Man, there's only 3 possible weaknesses instead of 7. So it's a lot easier to get Freeze Man's weakness on your own, discover it, and then use it to fight him. But on the other hand... also I think they generally did a good job at making the starting 4 levels more simple and easy than the, like, next 4. So there's definitely a difficulty curve. Like, Freeze Man has, like, really easy enemies, only slightly tricky platforming because of the ice physics and the part with the icicle guy. Cloudman is just, in general, fairly easy. I don't need another EK, and I can just skip it. So, like... Right, you have to fight him. So, like, that's definitely fair, and I think that's pretty well executed. But I think there is sort of an issue where... Part of, I think, the appeal of Mega Man games, or part of, like, the experience is that if you can't beat one Robot Master or you get stuck on one level, you don't have to do it. You can always try a different level, get a different weapon, and even maybe get like a rush power-up and see if that works. There we go. I was like, how do I create a forest fire? I'm using up a lot of weapon energy for this. And I'm not even hitting the trees enough. Is it that one? It is that one. And so by limiting it to 4 stages exclusively, it does limit the amount of, like... I don't know, the amount of, Oh, I thought that would work, because it's like a machine. I don't have to don't have to burn it, do I? I don't have to freeze it, do I? Do I just have to Mega Buster it? There we go. Yay, Beat's free. Good job, Beat. But no, so you have a lot of options for if you get stuck somewhere, you can go somewhere else. It's like a good puzzle game. And that's always been something I've really liked about the series, is that flexibility. But like in this and 8, it kind of removes a lot of the flexibility in that sense. Because like, you might be really good at the Springman fight, but if you can't fight him until you've already done 4 other Robot Masters, you just have less options available. And so again, it comes down to like whether the first 4 stages are easier and whether the fights are easier. I think the stages are definitely easier. I don't really know about the fights, considering like your first 4 fights. Bro. There we go. Jesus. He did not want to get hit by that. And like, I get it, but also, man, come on. Ah. I'm also really bad against Slash Man. Maybe the fights are easier to start off with. I think Cloudman and Burstman... Oh, no, Burstman has that bubble thing. Yeah, I'm tempted to just, like, restart the stage again, just to get my Flame Wheel back. Burstman has the bubble thing where it takes you to the top, and I know a lot of people have trouble with that. Freezeman has ice. I don't know. Like, this one's kind of not that bad in comparison, actually. It's tricky, but mainly just because timing the jumps takes some getting used to. I'm gonna use an E-Tank. I think I can do this. Oh, yeah. I had full E-Tanks. I can do this without the Flame Wheel. It's just gonna take some time, but as long as I don't get volcano lava on my head. Bruh, shake it off. Megaman, please. Your head's sticky. Your sticky head. Oh god, sticky head. Oh no, sticky head twice. Oh, E can too, E can too, I can do, E can 3, eat my cheese, E can 4, lick the floor, E can 5, makes me feel alive. There we go. Yay. I did it. Okay, so that's all 8 of those dudes. God, do I even want to do this today with the flickering and flashing? I apologize for anybody who has had to really bear that. It's very problematic. Whoa, problematic. Oh no. Dr. Light, what happened? Is that you, Megaman? Base went berserk after I completed his repairs. He stole the parts for the new enhancements. He also broke my heart. Base? I can't believe it. He seemed like such a nice guy and not designed like an evil robot.
Believe it, Megaman. Base and Treble are my creations. I knew that you would be stupid enough to trust him and allow him access to the lab. Now Base and Treble will use the enhancements meant for you and Rush.
Okay, nope, that's it. I gotta stop this after this cutscene. I can't. Like, the flashing is getting too bad. It was kind of like I was trying to power through it. But I think I'm just gonna have to, oh yeah, I forgot. I got his bolt back. That's my bolt. Here, I'm just... Oh, okay. Now I can work at full power. Look, a new item just for you. I can now make items using half the normal number of bolts. He can now make items. Yes, the Hyper Rocket Buster. I don't have enough bolts. You get those. S-Can. Wait a minute. Scan. What's an S-Can? No one knows. Energy Equalizer, I believe. Picks up energy for any weapon. I cannot currently make a checkpoint. Save. Progress further in the game and try it. What does that mean? Will it work once I get into the level? Mega Man 7 might just be cursed. Okay. There we go. So yeah, I'm gonna end stream there for today. Sorry for a short stream, but man, that flashing is just a problem. I'm gonna have to find a way to fix it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you later. Have a good one.